important with communication. And with the thank you very much, but ask. If there is an ask you have, if you want to come back sometime, if you want to do something with this person again, please don't forget to do your ask. Okay? Some people just are so, then they walk out. So be very aware. That is the intention now. If you have an intention and you see didn't get done fully because there was lack of closure, you said, now what do? You say, my intention did not get fulfilled. I don't feel completely comfortable. I will now find an opportunity to go back. Making sense? These are small things and it has got nothing to do with what we're talking about. But I realized that that's why many people come back out of the meeting fully understanding and being, and some people just come back flustered. Okay, so we communicate with others. Okay, just each time we communicate, very important. We could be reinforcing these limiting beliefs. From now on, I am requesting all of you to be very mindful of words you use, especially about yourselves or a situation. Okay? Let's say I give you a compliment, and as in our culture, we deflect it. But what we say is, no, I'm actually, and you say the opposite. Right? Oh, you're very good at cooking. No, I'm not at all good. Okay? Trust me, your brain doesn't know the difference between you being modest and reality. Please understand, it's listening to your words. It's not sitting there and saying Indian cultural value. No, it's not. The more you keep saying something, it will become a reality because your brain, I tell you, things that wire together, fire together. So, the next time, oh, cooking, not good. This, mediocre. Or I'm like this only. Yes, Deepak.
So, what about the other extreme? So, I keep thinking I'm good.
But without evidence, problematic. And I'll tell you why. We find it hard to believe we are good. We find it very easy to believe we're not so good. You see, that's another problem. So you're absolutely right. However, if you say to yourself, I'm going to get good. I'm not that good yet. Remember, tentative. Yet is a very good word. I'm waiting to get more. Gooder. So that's a one. All right. Now I'm going to continue. This is very helpful. Okay. How many of you have heard you must assertive, aggressive? You've heard these terms, right? Have you? Mm-hmm. Do any of you know what they mean? Really? Okay. I'm going to say quickly. So simple. In an assertive communication or stance, my rights are the same as your rights. Okay? Meaning, we both have equal rights. They may not be the same, sorry. They're equal. Always. In assertiveness, we want a win-win. If I have a right to say no, you have a right to say no. If I have a right to say no, you have a right to not feel good and go away. Go away is a good thing. If you go harass the other person, that's a different story. Okay? So remember this. It's a collaborative solution. Usually people who are both assertive are having a conversation, building something. Most often you will find they're more interested in the product and less interested in themselves. So these are the people many people want to hire. Okay, next. Aggressive, very clear. My rights are greater than your rights. Okay? And I'm not going to even justify what it is, but I know that it's greater. This is a dictatorship, self-serving. It will always be a narrow solution. Why? Because one person's solution becomes repetitive, boring, and because this person is aggressive, they're more likely than not interested in learning. So, see, they'll have the same formulatic ways of going about life, formulatic ways of analyzing situations, even formulatic ways of thinking about the world. Next is passive. Ooh, your rights, okay, are greater than my rights. How many of you have seen people like this? Yeah. These are passive. They have negation of self. And I used to see, when the phone call would come, and my dad was a diplomat, and I would immediately know who's on the phone because he's on the phone. He's picked up the phone. Sir, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm not kidding. And after you put the phone down, I'd say, Pa, yes, sir. Yes, sir. He'd say, hey, commissioner has called me. But it was the British, way of being that whole this. And he was not happy, okay? I'm telling you, it was all fear-based. It was not respect-based. But many of us do this. Why we do this is a different story. Most often we do this because we are afraid of losing love, friendship, relationships. We're afraid of the consequences. Yes? Okay. Last one, most difficult to be around, most difficult in therapy, most difficult stance to understand, to appreciate, and work with, which is your rights are greater than my rights. Okay? Externally.
Externally.
Internally, my rights are greater than your rights. Okay? Yes, yes, no, no. Yes, yes, no, no. Then, so there is subservience with anger and resentment, over promising and under delivering. These people, unfortunately, and we all have this, they're very afraid of consequences and they don't want what they think is anytime they tell the truth, there's a confrontation. So they equate truth with confrontation, especially a truth which they believe the other person can't handle. Am I making sense? Okay. These are people who will say, oh, I got stuck in traffic, this, that, keep coming late. And we all do it. But if this is, as I'm saying, it's a stance and a way of communicating. If it's most of us, okay, we use all of this, depending on the situation, depending on how we're feeling, depending on so many, depending on who we are with. It may switch depending on our age also. But what is important to know is, I'm saying, what is your habitual way of being? Especially when you are upset, uncomfortable, panicking, or getting into a situation where you feel threatened. Note what your communication style is. Now, this is something you won't be told, but I have observed. Whatever stance you're used to, where you deal with others, that is how you talk to yourself. Do you see the danger now? No? With aggressives, what the heck were you thinking? What the hell do you keep making these mistakes? Okay? There's a lot of self-flagellation. We're very aggressive with ourselves. With passive, it is like, after all, who am I? No, let them take it. It's okay. Anyway, I'm nothing. Yes. Also, I'm following our dharma. Whatever, any excuse.
Nirvana.
Passive. Passive aggressive is, how dare that idiot? How dare that idiot thinks can do it? But then he's playing, rank on me. I'll show him a lesson. Oh, dog chewed up my homework, ta. But the last one is where you're trapped. You feel the most trapped in this passive-aggressive stance. If you go back and think about it, you will know why. All right? Every time you think or feel one way, but you speak a different way, you are negating your own self. You're negating your experience. You're negating your self-esteem. You're negating everything about yourself. For what? Because this is where fear operates the most. Am I making sense? This is where fear is like that. When I forgot to teach you another F. When there is anger, or fear, we have what? Fight,
Flight.
flee. I forgot it. Freeze. Now there's a last one called fawn. FAWN, not the animal. Okay? The behavior. This is a relatively new one discovered because of the fact that we have now gotten into such, evolved times or whatever. Fawn is a response where you are in fear and you're having the same chemicals go through. And you do this. Oh my God, You're so nice. I can't believe it. This is fawning. I'll take it. And you take it. Fawning is the favored way of the passive aggressive, where you what they call lick somebody's A, right? Butter people up. They're always doing it. And some people are very clever at doing it. You see that no one or none of us have lack of intelligence when we do any of these things. We are in fear. So we have to be kind and compassionate. This is more about having information and then asking, is this my preferred way? Can I start shifting? At least once in a while, yeah? And it's not about saying, passive aggressive, whoa, aggressive. No, it's not about pointing fingers at others. It's about understanding why or what makes you feel so down after communications, especially with people whom you feel are authoritative or you're dependent on them to hold your job or whatever have you. Is this good? Okay.
Coach, I have one question.
Here.
I said no questions, but I'll take one.
One- Just one question. So people who are used to passive people, when they see assertive people, it becomes like, where do they, like, they are being called aggressive. Like, how that mindset.
Are you asking if somebody is passive?
No, someone, like, say for a boss, is used to passive people, like people who are not straightforward or like whatever you say is right. And then comes a person who's assertive. How do you differentiate between assertive and aggressive when you hear them?
Oh, very clearly. An aggression will be like you're being attacked. Boom! I won't even listen to you. This is going to be my way. I'll shame you. Okay, I'll find any which way to show you why I'm right. You cannot miss aggression. Let me tell you.
You can say.
And it's not necessarily bad, but it feels like that. Okay? Is that answering your question? Now you're asking how do you know it's assertive?
Yes, I mean, how to differentiate, like when the people are.
Okay, do me a favor. Say something to me. Where you need something.
So we need this to be done by this date, say May end, because we have committed to someone that okay, this will be like by May 30th.
Yamma, very long. Say small.
Yeah, we have to get it done by May 31st.
So it should be done by May 31st.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for letting me know. Let me look at that. So for me, it looks like maybe we should think of pushing it rate a little further because there are certain things that may come up in this. Would you like to see? Let's think about what might be a more realistic date. What do you think?
That's assertive.
Let's give it a date.
Aggressive. I can't believe that you think that this will be done by May 31st. Do you want to do it? Passive aggressive. Oh, of course. And I will, even if blockages come, I'll do everything, okay, to make it all right. Passive will be
You're not confident.
Sure, thank you. Calling friends,
Most of us.
panicking. Are you understanding? Okay.
How do
We are coming to that. Nane gaadi aage. Okay. Look at how beautiful this is. In assertive, I'm okay, you're okay. Yes? I don't have a judgment about you. So that's another thing. I don't like it. All these different ways of being have a judgment behind them. Second, I'm okay. You're not okay. Okay? Next. I'm not okay. You're okay. It's passive. The difference is they really believe it. They really believe that who am I? Yeah. I'm not okay. You're not okay. It's passive aggressive. Now do you see? You're not okay, I'm not okay. Both of us are not okay. The thingy also will not be okay. No matter what we do. Do you understand? Our communication can't be okay. Nothing can be okay. This is a very unhappy place to be. But it's like you are stuck. Right? You are not interested in receiving feedback. You're not at all good at even giving feedback, by the way. Okay? Because remember, you're passive first, not aggressive passive. You're passive aggressive. Making sense? Can't be aggressive passive. It will always be passive aggressive. So if you understand why is this important, ask yourself at any time you've had a conversation, how are you feeling at the end of it? Yes, that's why intention is important. And did you feel that you respected or even heard what the other person said? Very important thing to ask ourselves. Did I hear? You actually know what they said. Sometimes we jump to conclusions, and again, because of fear. So, like, as Colin Firth says, fear. You saw that video, right? Colin says, fear. Fear will do a number on all of us. So, we can stop and say, not feeling good. Even in the middle of a conversation, which I have done, and say, hey, I'm sorry. I'm not liking the way I'm acting right now. I don't know what's going on, but give me a minute. And I go back to being there. One of the assumptions that we all make is that we have no control over anything. So when a person even starts to ask, in our head, we have assumed we are in jail and we are doing hard labor. You understand? And there's no way out. That's the way we process it. We make ourselves feel like we are being, squeezed from every side. And sometimes it could be true, but mostly it is not true. If the other person, and we'll get to that, is aggressive, how do we respond to it? We'll get to all that. In fact, you guys will do it. Very exciting. There you go. A quick read. Sarcasm is one of the things that, if you're around teenagers, you'll notice that that's their language. That's the way they make sure the other person feels put down. Got it? Sarcasm is a very easy, actually, way of being. We all know how to do it. If I ask you to be sarcastic, any one of you, you'll get up and you do it and you sit down. But some others are difficult. So remember, sarcasm as a joke is okay, but too much sarcasm, or only choosing sarcasm when you're joking. That's the way some people always speak, really, like that. Okay. Okay. I had to put one of mine, see. Here's the most interesting part of which Raj just asked me a question. It's more about apology. He said, I know if I'm not going to say it's you, but let's say, somebody asked him for something and he says no. Then he said, they make me feel very bad by how they respond to my no. So I told him, nobody can make you feel bad. And in the assertive communication, I have a right to say no. You have a right to be sad. And you have a right to even express, because we're close, your sadness. And then I have the right to still say, I'm really sorry. However, I don't want to do this. But there's another wonderful way of saying no, and we'll talk about it. Okay? So in this case, when two people are in conflict, they share the same story of unmet needs. Please think of somebody you have a conflict with almost daily. Okay? Both of you have something empty here at that time. You're feeling something empty. However, you both have the same, and you have identical expectations that the other is responsible for meeting this. How many of you understand this? How many of you have experienced this? Yes, beautiful. Therefore, when you are in conflict and you want to communicate, don't. Please, communication is overused. We over-communicate. Please understand when you should be communicating. If you're angry, upset, please really try hard not to communicate at that time. Ask for time. But don't, it's very hard, but your ask for time is not, I need some time, okay? Not aggression. No aggression. As that's also a hit. So be very mindful. People don't understand this and they are very unhappy. Because you see, if I have the same unmet need as you, how can I give something to you that I don't have? Am I making sense? How do I make you feel loved and secure when inside me I have little problems with my self-love? I say, why should I be the one making you feel good? You make me feel good. Do you get this, guys? This is one of the most difficult things that couples face. So please think about it and understand the other person is not purposely trying to hurt you. They too are responding from their unmet need. They too really believe that you are going to fill it. Now, I'm going to give you one example, and we are in line, a passive, silently fumes, but says nothing as the person cuts the line. Right? Person is muttering to themselves, I can't believe they just cut the line like that. How many times have you been there? Aggressive, person A, loudly confronts the person cutting in line, beating them for their rude, berating them for their rudeness. Excuse me, but there's a line here. You just can't cut in front of everyone else. And then that person A, next time pay attention. That's too kind actually. And the aggressive person will say, they think they can get away with anything. What we do with aggression is we make a character assassination. Pardon, your behavior is now totalized, which means it's always, and you are at fault. That is aggression. Passive aggressive. Oh. Talk about people who know what people do, who think they can cut line. Then some people just have no manners, cutting in line like they own the place. Okay?
That almost.
But remember, it's passive, so it's a lot of helplessness. See, I have to lose my place in line. What to do? Some people are rude like that. An assertive response politely but firmly informs the person that they need to wait their turn like everyone else. Excuse me, I'm not sure if you noticed. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful words. I am really urging all of you to actually believe this. Benefit of doubt. Actually believe that the other person's intention is always as pure as yours. Yes.
That sounds sarcastic to me.
Huh?
That sounds
But
sarcastic.
there's a line here. Yeah.
I'm not sure if you notice
No.
there is a line.
Yeah.
That sounds sarcastic.
No,
to me.
well, no, not really. I'm not sure if you noticed, but there's a line here. Why is there sarcasm?
It depends on the
Tone.
tone.
Exactly. You heard my tone. Very well done.
Okay.
You can say the same thing in many different ways. It's not the words, it's your intention. If your intention is to cut them in size, you must also have learned how to be assertive, and you may say very well, excuse me, but you see, there's a line behind. We've all been waiting. Kindly take it, please. Thank you so much. No, many people do this. Okay? Their words say one thing and their tone says another. So I was getting to that. Thank you. Don't pay attention to words as much as intention,
Right.
as in energy. Okay? Body language, which is the other thing we should talk about. Chat 10-minute break? No way.
Aggressive.
I said no questions. Okay, here's what I would like all of us to do. Four of you, four, just group together in four. There'll be a situation. Take turns. One person, say how passive would talk. One would be passive aggressive. One would be aggressive. One would be passive. Try it out. Same situation. Don't all speak at once, please. Okay, take turns. Yes, darling.
So all these different personas, right? It's also based on culture, isn't it? I mean, if we do the same thing in India, we will be knocked out, we will be kicked out. If you are doing it in other country, different ways. That's why I'm asking. So it depends on the society that we are saying these things to, right?
Who heard?
I heard it.
This is the audience.
Huh?
I heard it. And what he's saying is
Depending on the audience.
this environment we come from, the situation, the behavior could be different in America, for example. The
Yes.
culture is different.
Yes.
India culture is different.
Yes.
The way the same thing may not be
Absolutely,
applicable.
Deepak, that's a very good point. Because when I came to this country, I had to learn the hard way. People would tell me, excuse me. People would actually tell me, and I was shocked. I thought I was enthusiastic and trying to get a conversation going. They said, "You interrupt a lot." How many of you have had this experience?
Mhm.
And I said, "What do you mean?" I didn't even know what that meant. So they said, when two people are talking, you don't talk above them. Do you know it was so difficult for me? I would be like this. So I'd be showing them that I'm waiting. That's all I would do. And then I was taken aside and told by my friend who really had appointed herself, the ambassador for me to get into the culture. And again, she said, do not do that. Let people finish their sentences. And so you're right, it is a cultural thing. Fir bhi, still the other person is talking. You understand? It's not the person who cut the line. So if you have told, I'm sorry, there's a line, and we go at the back assertively, let's say the person says, oh, I didn't know you could cut line.
That's not
They could say that.
That's okay.
If you are impatient, you would say, yeah, we don't cut line. Or you could say, oh, that's interesting. Is that a cultural thing, or what makes you not say, cutting line? So because you have the idea that you're not judging them, you're not thinking they're pulling a fast one on you, right? You always would think there may be a good reason. That is why you may not have seen the line.
Hmm.
Very, very calmly. Again and again, remember, it's intention. Intention and energy. Okay, now, am I again? Reflect on your purpose, clarify your intention, visualize success, affirm your intention, stay present, reflect afterwards. This is whenever you've had a communication that is important to you. Please use it as information. We talked about anti-fragility, right? We talked about we're not just here to learn about how to be resilient. With resilience, the way it's described, you know how to pick yourself up after you fall down. With anti-fragility, you learn something every time you fall down, and you use that the next time you fall down. So you're progressing, and hopefully over time, because you're anti-fragile, which means you're not breaking up, badang, you don't break, you will fall less for the same situation. Same thing here. We use what happened and ask ourselves, how did it go? It's very interesting. How did it go? How did I feel? When did the conversation go south? Or what was I saying? It is almost like you give yourself a warm hug. You may not think it is true, but it is. You're telling yourself, I am present for me. I'm present for me. Anything happens in life that goes well, I'm present for me. I say, okay, this is how to do it. Nothing goes, right? Sometimes you're still there for yourself. You don't do self-abandoning. So self-abandonment is when you do not allow yourself to benefit from experiences. You take away experience and you make it about your personality and you make it about shame. Am I making sense? And self-abandonment is also, many people who are in others' business have self-abandonment because it's like your shop is there, their shop is there, you've gone and walked off to their shop. Somebody comes, wants something from your shop, they can't buy it. You have abandoned your shop. Okay? Self-abandonment, which means you're always in other people's business. They should be doing that. They should be there. I do your own stuff. Self-abandonment is also thinking that it is my duty to accept abuse of any form, type, even by children. Okay? No, it is not your duty to accept abuse. In fact, the more you allow it to happen, you end up abusing the other person. Why? Because you are saying your behavior is okay. It's okay that you do this. Whereas I know it's difficult, but now that you know how to communicate, you may be able to communicate or walk away. You don't have to stand there taking it. Seriously. I know it's hard in certain situations, and I really appreciate that. If nothing else, give yourself a warm hug after that and say, under certain circumstances, I could have said this. Now I can't. So I'm going to let it go. Yes, Girija.
Walking away also seems like passive.
Walking away.
Walking away is it passive aggressive?
Which one?
Walking away from the conversation.
Very good. Well done. No, it's not passive aggressive. In fact, it's interesting. It's assertive depending on your intention. Somebody is abusing you, saying something. You know that you're not going to be able to listen. You know over time you're also going to give back. This is only going to escalate. So you want good for them, you want good for you. Making sense? That's your intention. You know they need space. They're not going to hit the pause button. Although that is a very good thing to do when we are angry, hit the pause button, but many times we can't. And you know that you have to take care of you. So you let them take care of them and say, you're really upset right now. I think I've heard what you wanted to say. I'm going to leave right now. But again, never with anger. Also, if it is something you tend to do, come back. When the person is calmed down and say, how are you doing? You may be upset, but are you okay for us to sit and talk about it now? But let's have some ground rules. No one will shout. No one will call each other names. Please, only because it doesn't lead to anything. This is how, it's not easy, but you will have to do it if you keep insisting. You will walk. Don't walk and bang the door. Okay? Again and again. Your non-verbals are very important. Okay? So now, if they do things like, yes, that's actually almost aggressive because it's passive aggressive would be okay. And then go inside and then food is not cooked, kitchen is not cleaned, okay? Duty, all things, I forgot, what they're supposed to do. That is passive aggressive. Any other stuff where you're going too, it's aggression.
Good one. If you respond with like sometimes with emotion, it decides to start crying or what is it?
Yes, right.
Yeah, I hear you. Her question was, what if you, and I apologize, you had asked me and I'd forgotten to do it, so I'm doing it now. Her question is, what if you start crying, right? In a communication. When you start crying, what it means is you are needing me time to process. Me time. There is something there that has agitated you to the point that maybe you need to feel the feeling fully. Using crying as a manipulation, okay, is passive aggressive.
Right.
Okay, but if you're using it because you feel upset, you have a right to feel upset. You know, assertiveness isn't only positive. You have a right to be upset, and they have a right to what if they have to say what they have to say. They have no right. No one has a right to insist that you do something, or even if they do, it's perfectly okay for you to say, not now. So you would now say, I think I need to go in and cry. Not, I can't hear you when I'm crying. Isn't that true? How come I can't hear people? All of you become like me. Seriously. You're not hearing, you're only hearing this. So what you're saying is, you're important, communication is important, but not now. Now, no. I don't want to communicate now. Yes, Shashi.
So you mentioned one sentence which is, let's say if somebody is abusing, A is abusing B, then B will end up abusing A. I didn't understand.
What?
If person A is abusing person B, person B will end up abusing person A. That's what you said.
Did
If
I
I'm abusing you, you will end up abusing me.
I can't hear where everybody.
Okay, let me explain. Don't speak from the back, okay? I will explain.
Please,
That's
did
okay.
anybody hear that question?
Yes.
So question is, if A, person A abuses B and B abuses A back, is it
If
a
person A beats B.
abuses A back?
Okay, same thing. Huh.
That's not the question.
Hello. If person A is abusing person B, then B will end up abusing A. Is that what you said?
No, that's not.
No,
what you
that's
said.
not what
That's not
Will that happen? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Is it natural for that to happen? Yes. It is very natural. You see, the different way to say it is father, parent, child. Okay? When you're in a parent mode, you're supposed to be assertive. When you're in a child mode, you're aggressive or passive aggressive. So if you are, see, the issue here is not that the other person is abusing you necessarily, but it's about what you believe that you have to do to keep the relationship going. Please hear me.
I think.
I'll explain why. If I'm fighting with him, always, he has every opportunity to walk away, right, from me. And over time, if I notice that I abandon my intentions to be calm, to have a conversation, to resolve it, and I immediately, it's an energetic thing, right? There's an energy of things, so your energy is back. Then you will begin to understand that maybe around this person or around such issues, you cannot hold on to your intentions. Now, all of us cannot hold on to every intention we have. In that case, you would say to yourself, I feel awful about myself after this. Yes? Okay. I will not get into the situation again. I am going to be aware. And if it's a loop, you're fully aware. You can see the signs, right? Starts. Immediately you hit pause and you say, I'm sorry, but I think I need to take some time now. Yes, Ratan?
No, I think I was just understanding the question. It was also when the abused becomes the abuser.
Yes.
So the dynamic,
Yes.
the dynamic.
Yes.
Why does that happen?
Yes. Yes. So that I was saying to say there are no victims, there are no perpetrators, because usually victimhood, not being a victim. Victimhood means always saying I'm the one who's being attacked, put down. Victimhood leads to perpetrating. Please think about it after a while. Why? Because then they're always telling the story of how, you treated me this way, and now I'm saying, I can't believe you're not even guilty, over and over and over. Victim mode is a stance where people want to always be the one who is right and the one who didn't do anything.
Nothing wrong.
But got it. I'm not talking about instances of being a victim, please. Okay? Those are very painful, those are real. I'm talking about somebody whose agenda is I'm always the one who's getting beaten up. Beaten up means by words. I can't believe you're talking to me like this. Over and over and over. Right there. Also, they are creating the victimhood, because if the person is constantly talking to them like that, they really need to make a decision. Do I stay or leave? Okay? At the most, shall I start singing Suprabhata? Shall I just do something with my own? You can do anything, right? But allowing yourself constantly, you got to think you're abandoning yourself. Am I making sense now?
Thank you, sir.
You're absolutely right, which is why, as everything is, bad news spreads very fast. Yes, yes. Good news takes time. Same thing. Bad energy. Everybody gets it. It's the easiest energy to spread. Good will take some time. So knowing that being around certain energy in the home and all that is not conducive to anybody's health. So maybe important to now start talking about, how do we come to an agreement about this? Or, as I said, remember, and all of this is connecting now. The more shoulds you have, didn't I say this? The more unhappy you will be. Let go of some of those shoulds. Okay? If it is important to you that the kitchen is clean, let go of it. If it's not important to me and I'm living with you, because it matters to you, it doesn't matter to me. Ask yourself, why am I ruining my peace of mind over this? And it's a common thing. One person is cluttery, Start looking at all the shoulds, should not, that create lot of lack in your life. Do you understand lack? I don't have, I want her to clean, I want her to listen to me. Those those becomes the lack principle, will not allow you to even look at what you have and enjoy it. Am I making sense? So it's like, it's truly when people in that happiness thing, Laura Santos talks about it. She said, happiness is something you have to cultivate. Inorganic, God doesn't come down and give it to you. Okay? And he or she, if you believe in God, they do. But we have both the opportunity to make ourselves unhappy or the opportunity to make ourselves happy. Above all, we always have the capacity to feel joy. Sri Rachna asked me that wonderful question in the beginning of this class, where what's the difference between joy and happiness? Happiness usually comes from the outside, short-lived. It's like an energy that passes through. Joy is something that keeps you alive. It's a quiet feeling, and you may have experienced it. Just like you really can't put a finger, just feeling joy. It's like when you're all in here now. Even if you're hearing that you're being aggressive sometimes, if you look in, you feel okay. It's okay. You're learning something new. Joy is different feeling for each one. You guys have to understand it. But it does not require anything from the outside to get around. Am I making sense here? So if you connect all those dots, if there is a problem of conflict and you have a lot of should, look and see if your should be let go. If you are constantly thinking you're a victim, that means map. M is not being used at all. The life is a mirror. So let's give you an example. Somebody is abusing you, right? So the mirror could also mean that, but I'm not going to talk to that. And you don't like it. What you might want to do is look within and say, what is it that goes on here that makes me sit through this abuse? The problem is not the abuse. It is, but yeah. That's how domestic violence happens. What is it that's making me sit and think it's okay? Okay? And most often, it will be stuff like passive, I don't deserve anything, I'm grateful to be here. If I leave, which is all very realistic. Sincerely, what will happen to me? Okay? Some men feel, if I leave, how will I be in touch with the children? Because children issues of the mom. So we're talking about something like that. You understand? Always use the M, the mirror, and say, what is it that's making me listen? What is it that's making me believe them, for Lord's sake? How often do we believe somebody who says, blah, blah, blah? Right? We really think it's the truth about us. Our worth is not negotiated by others. I want you guys to memorize this. Your worth is not negotiable. Your worth is 100% in you. You're worthy. And don't ask me to prove it. You all know you're worthy. If you didn't think you were worthy, you wouldn't think you were worthy to have a job. Then you would be sitting at home. You wouldn't think you were worthy to come here. You are all worthy. You all know you deserve. And you are all entitled to whatever is there in nature. And you're entitled to your share of it. Am I making sense? So learn to talk with assertiveness to yourself. Learn to be firm, saying, I don't think that was a very nice way to respond. Now I'm going to find out what happened. What happened here? Right? Not you fool, you stupid. None of that. No more of that. And are you now understanding how to connect the dots of everything? When fear comes, stop, pause. Do not move forward. Breathe. Always the first thing is breathe. I don't know, doesn't matter what you're doing. When you know something has shifted in you, this piece has gone this way, breathe. Ground yourself. Look for three things. One thing you can see, one thing you can touch, one thing you can smell. Basically do all those things. Hum, learn, figure, whatever. Look through the list and get used to it. Remember last time when we did danger and you have to find something. If you were the person who kept doing da 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 all the time, you're going to hurt yourself. Find many other methods. Okay? This thing about communication is, now we come to, as you said, body language. You know, what's very interesting is most of us, at least I wasn't aware of how loud my body language is. It's louder than my voice. Okay? You will know if I'm saying one thing and I'm thinking something, boy, you will know. You will know. And you will feel it. You can't put a finger on it, but you will see that there is something off. And that's called cognitive dissonance. It's just a term. And what that means is, you know, when our mind, heart, and hands are in sync, we are at our peak. Okay? We think this is what we want, our heart agrees, and we act accordingly. You'll be at your best at that time. And it doesn't matter what the outcome is, the process is very enjoyable. Most often you'll be in the flow. When your head says one thing, your heart's going another direction, it's like they call it Trishulka. One foot in different countries. Okay? You're not going to be very effective at all. So, I don't know why this came up, but why did this come up?
Shashi's question.
No. I was saying something. I'm happy to I speak so much. Say that? Oh, your body.
Yes.
Body language.
Body language.
Cognitive research.
You're listening.
Ah.
Yes. You know, one thing about body language is that sometimes we don't know that we are communicating something. We don't know because we are not self-aware. Get it? We're walking in, we're not self-aware. The more self-aware you become, your body language will also show what it wants to show. Here's the thing. One thing I would like you to know is body language and energy. There are two different things you think. Not really. Your energy is shown by your body language. And if I don't like you, I come in with this energy of hostility.
Mhm.
Yes? Anybody ever experienced that?
Mhm.
You can't put a finger on it. So I'll do certain things and you will know.
No.
You will know, but you cannot speak to it because I'm being manipulative and charming. This is where you begin to get confused. Oh, wait. What is it? Are they really meaning what they're saying? In those instances, look and think about what happened. Make sure it's not one of your thingies, that keep coming up. You know what I mean? Habitual limiting belief. And if I were you and it's important, I would go back and say, hey, the last time we had this conversation, I thought I heard you say this, but somehow I felt maybe that was not it. Do you mind clarifying? You are always assertive. Yes? Then if the person says, no, okay, let it go. Let it go. Just be careful about what you do. What I find very interesting is when people say, I don't know. Trust me, if I'm getting upset with you, even as I'm smiling, you will feel it. And if you are back angry at me, like this, I will feel it. Okay? So we both are very aware that the conversation is not going well. And we will both leave feeling uneasy. So, but if you have a habit of feeling uneasy all the time, then that's a different problem. No, seriously, not kidding. Catch for that. If you feel the other person is open to it, you might ask saying, I'm hearing you say this, but I'm not sure. Are you really sure? Here's why, because we'll come to the art of apology. Most people don't want to say no. So again, it's a yes, no. Passive, aggressive, and the other person senses it. All right? So learn to pay attention to other people's body language. Start understanding that maybe this is not a good time to talk about something. Many people will say they are ready, but they are not. It's really to your benefit to understand if it's a good time. Are you really tired? Is it good? People tell me, how do you know everything and everyone about in the room? Not only am I seeing you, I'm sensing your energy. I even know who slept, who has woken up. Why? Because I'm scanning. This is something you might want to get used to. When you enter a room and it's important, scan. Scan very quickly and know whether it's a good time for you to start with a joke or start, again and again. When people have something to present, they go prepared with their material, right? When they reach there, material goes flat. Why? Because when they enter that room, they understand maybe, oops, I may not want to start like this, talk like this, use my board. But then, because we're all anxious about public speaking or we're not paying attention to our own body, we continue to do what we have prepared for. It's even okay. I've seen people, I've done it too, to stop and say, folks, tell me honestly, is this boring? No, I really want to know. Or you could even say, I'm finding it boring at this point. Are you guys okay with this? Ask. People love it when you respect them. Yes? So your communication is about you are talking and you're silently also absorbing the other. Am I making sense? It's continuous. It's a two-way process. It cannot be one way. Your silence is also communication. Silence also communication. Being assertive. Please read this. You can say no without feeling guilty. You can speak when you see injustice. So when people tell me, assertiveness means you let somebody do something. No, absolutely not. You have a view on it, you speak. And you have a tone, which is firm. Another thing about assertiveness is volume goes down. Volume is down. Okay, unless you're a loudspeaker. You value everyone's perspective. Very, very tough. For me. Really. However, interestingly, when you start valuing everyone's perspective, guess what happens? Your brain starts learning. Because now, if I value your perspective, I'm going to listen to what you're saying. And then I learn something. I don't have to go to school 20 million times. I get what you have gone to school for, what you have gone to school for. Do you understand? This is what I'm calling self-love. Is understanding that when you take advantage every opportunity out there, all people are our teachers. Sincerely, it's not just a saying. Everyone is your teacher, provided you are willing to receive information from them. Okay, this means we're done. Oh, I actually pressed it. Are we ready to that post I statements? No, so much to teach. Okay. I statements, people who are in therapy, especially families, know what I mean. I statement is very, very assertive. It basically states what you felt when something happened and what you would like instead. Action. When you know, rang. Usually you start with I. I am feeling threatened by your approaching me and coming so closely. I would really appreciate if you back off a little bit. Okay, but it's on you. Also, in that case, I feel guilty to say no to you. Okay? Not you make me feel guilty. This is what I've been saying that nobody can make you feel anything. Boy, if they could, you'd be very happy. I would give you happiness, I'd give you, it's you allowing it. Yes? So this is typical saying to someone, I think, I need, I want, or I would like, is more likely to result in a positive result. When we tell children, don't do that, it really works. When we tell children, do that instead, you get what I'm saying? Offer them something else. That is also about saying no. When we say no, we must be okay to say no, number one. If not, we will be aggressive in our saying no. You can say no most lovingly. Okay? Let's say, can I ask a question? You can say, I'm so sorry, but not now. However, let's wait till the end of the class. What did I do? I stated no. I was smiling. I didn't feel offended. I also did another thing. I offered another choice. Please do this, folks. If somebody says, will you come pick me up on Sunday? You may say, no, I can't do that. However, next time, I think I can swing by your house I'll call you. So you're not saying no forever. Am I making sense? Always offer something. If you cannot offer that thing, you might even say, no, I'm sorry, I cannot pick you up. I feel that I don't enjoy riding. What can I do for you instead? Especially with close friends, right? See how it is? You're giving. Now, how to receive a no? Do not receive a no as if the person has said no to you, to your existence, to the friendship, to the bond. No, it's just to that moment. Okay, that's number one. Receive no's graciously. If it hurts you, I understand. I know. Okay, it is very hurtful. However, understand that if you say, hey, what you're actually doing is making it more and more difficult for you to get closer. Making sense? You're like this now. You might say, I felt very hurt. I tend to feel hurt when I hear a no. I think what I would like is if you gave me a hug afterwards. Yes? Because what has happened, you think the love is gone. So you say, I'm not going to love. No, both person. So learn. See how nice that is not. You are making me feel guilty. Sorry. It will never do well. Begin with when messages are not. When I hear a raised voice, when I'm told we are going out without preparation, I tend to, what are you doing here? What are we doing here when we say I? What's the number one thing we're doing? Sorry? Louder.
Expressing our
You're right. You're taking ownership.
You're taking
You're
responsibility.
taking ownership for your feelings. That's the number one thing to do. Sometimes I wonder, we really are contradicting ourselves. We say we have no choice and we want to have a choice, and yet when we are given a choice, we don't own it. We say, you went to do this. As if you're helpless. No. My feelings are my feelings. It doesn't mean I need to constantly be around you if some feelings like that are coming up. And my feelings are valid. And you might even go to 20 people and they'll all say, yes, yes, yes. I would feel the same way. But that's not the point, is it? That's not the point. The point is, what do you want to do? What is your intention when you're communicating? And you're in a fight, what is your intention?
Win.
Yes? You're very good. I love that. Monica said connection. I love that. See, when we fight, we experience a disconnect. Yes? Everybody gets that? That explains the disconnect. Monica says sometimes when we fight, we feel we're connecting. I love that. And you're absolutely right. You know how many people who think a fight is connection? Because at least there's a conversation. Figured it.
Otherwise, you will never know each other
Yeah.
that depth.
And it is so unfortunate that they themselves don't know this. So, or they're getting bored. Have you ever got this? You're bored. And when you were a kid and your sibling was doing something and you got bored and kept going. Yes? Same. You're bored. Somebody else is very busy doing their thing. You just want to go slap them. You go and you say, connect with me. People think of fight as connection, but not consciously. Because sometimes after the fight, there is more love. And so we think afterwards that's the reward. So now what a conditioned response, dog, right? Like a dog. I sit, I get cookie. I fight, I get love. Do you understand? So we have to become very aware of these repetitive cycles. No, when we are fighting, if we are not looking for connection only in that way, we feel disconnected from the other person. And that's very painful for all of us, which is why we think it's the other person who caused it. But truly what happens is we feel disconnected from ourselves. I'm here to tell you, like I've said before, your feelings arrive. You don't own them. Number one. Face the feeling. Go inside and feel the whole feeling. It's because we're resisting the feeling and we're fighting with that feeling. Whatever feeling, sadness, feeling lonely at that time, feeling abandoned, feeling betrayed. Go feel it. Trust me and ask that feeling, what is the message? It might even say, I feel disrespected. In that interaction, there's a lot of disrespect. Not just but there's sense of disrespect. It'll give you, and I want respect in this relationship. I'm fearing that there is less, respect. Make sense? Okay. Please, I will send you this. Trust me, I'll send you everything. And yeah. Wait up. No. 4. Rajiv, can we do it? So that's okay. Very good. Groups of 4. Please get into groups of 4 so you hear each other. Yes? Yay. Will you all kindly get up and get into groups? Assertive, aggressive, passive. I've got passive here. They go see. You're the passive person. Figure out who is speaking what. Okay.
My team was certain is it not? I look at the
Everyone write it down. You want to? Okay, who is your fourth person? Okay, good. So are we supposed to write down? Please write down. It says. Okay. Was it? Yeah, good memory. I totally forgot. Join me.
Get the group.
I'm writing it down.
Please. Yes. I know. Yes, absolutely. Do your thinking. I hear you. Look at them. They have such a big group.
So nobody is passive here.
No, we need to write down.
It should not take you too long. It's not a story.
I'm writing it down. I'm writing here.
Everybody's talking.
You can tell me, I will write it.
No, I don't want you to document my statements.
No, undocumented. Untitled document. I will delete it. Okay. So, assertive, I am saying, Atul would say, so would say to Nikita, it would be great if you could assertive. That's what I'm saying. Police is I'm doing everything. I'm writing everything. I'm selfish.
He's looking at cloud.
I'm writing it down. You said write down.
I didn't say right now.
It says that. Okay.
You're not writing down the. Let's say you say I will choose passive. You say I will choose passive. You say I will. Stop. Okay. One sentence.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Then I will take accept. Okay. So what will you say?
How long I've been doing this? Don't you think as a child of my parents, I should also do? And I'm not the only person who's yeah, even without the word attention, all those were enough words to say everything. Yeah, I understand you are okay.
But that's outside. Our body.
This is not right.
Would be great if you could also have a bit more. I understand. They are not deciding on what is effective. Huh? Yeah. 5 people are watching. 4. 1.6 people are watching. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah. I'm recording in a private so only before the first class, but then
Yeah, I feel I will. Yeah, I could have watched
Yes, we finished like in 5 seconds.
How was the exercise? Please let me know. Yes, Deepak. How was the exercise? Was good. Is there confusion? No. Thank you, everyone. I'm so excited that you're enthusiastic. Although with that group, I think they were socializing. They didn't hear. Okay, how was the exercise for everyone? Please speak up.
Awesome.
Is there confusion?
No.
Yes.
I couldn't get the basic answer.
You wouldn't get what? Passive. Get passive. Well,
Oh, they were
passive you
passive.
feel like this. Hey, somebody comes and says, hey, can you go get medications also? Sure, yeah. I'll do it after I cook for them and clean the kitchen.
But it's not going to even happen.
Somebody asked a very interesting question. Can we be assertive all the time? Please don't be. Be assertive inside, not outside. If somebody, look, there's a power imbalance, right? Be smart. Except don't feel victimized. See the difference? Understand, my boss may be somebody who does not want to be collaborative. They just want the stuff to be done. Ask once, ask in an assertive way. Second time, you know, you can't do, go back, don't self-flagellate. Ask yourself, was I reasonable? Did I ask for what I wanted? Was it a good time? What is the message I got? And say, maybe either this is important to me, so I am HRing, okay? Or I let this one go. So one thing about all of this is, do you notice this calmness? Yes? You'll feel it, calm, not desperate. You'll be inspired. It's your builder speaking up. Your builder is the one who says, listen, that one has a gun. Don't go there. Okay. I'm not kidding. So, you know, people say, Coach Anu said assertive. Will you? I feel threatened when you boom. So, being aware, but don't abandon yourself. Don't make it like, oh, no. You could ask yourself, could I have done better? Do I want to go back? What was it? You know, but in many situations, we know that we should not be talking much and we should let it go. However, if we decide later that we cannot function like this, then we start asking ourselves, what is it about me that I am not interested in finding another job? You don't have to quit your job, you can start applying. Then last but not the least, if you decide, nope, it's really difficult, I don't want to quit my job, let go of your need to be praised or, I'm so sorry, or to be whatever. Become the person who becomes team member. Come on, you guys know politics, right? To praise your boss along. Just praise, because this person wants that. You just have to figure it out, because you're playing a game here.
Question, so just, if you can help with a scenario where somebody is aggressive,
How do you deal with it?
how do you respond to that?
Somebody asked that. Thank you very much. Depends on who it is. If it is your wife, just do what she said. Sorry.
Let's just say it's not. Luckily, there's something you don't have.
So, number one, you may want to ask yourself, is this a one-time thing? If you are interacting with them often, is this a pattern? Do they often get aggressive, or is there something going on which is different? So that's number one to ask yourself. Why you need to ask yourself is being intelligent, because if the person is not doing well that day, something else is happening. You then have an opportunity to remember, don't make it about you. But if it's going to affect you, you might want to smile and say, hey, is everything okay?
So basically what you're saying is pattern versus one time.
Say that again.
Pattern versus one time.
Pattern versus if the person is always like this, or is it only
One
in
hour.
this
Yes.
situation?
If they are always like that, first of all, find another group. No, seriously. Be smart. Again, HRing. HR is your God. Give fruits to HR. Wait, let me finish what you say. A very, very good way to deal with aggression is two things. To hold what you want. So hold your intention. Don't give the power. Second, don't go out of your way to interact with somebody when they are aggressive. So you might want to just say to them, I hear better. when the volumes are low. Same thing. I feel, you don't need to say I feel threatened. You can just say I feel better when our volumes are low. I'm going to give you a few minutes. Maybe we can revisit this. Yeah? Okay. Firm, polite, you have no aggression. Very firm. What is happening? Your right and their rights are equal. You want to hear from them, they have a right. Right now, they are going upset. If somebody is constantly aggressive, you would really try to understand what is it that's making you stick around this person. You see, again, we are not forced to be around some people until we are really forced. And if we are really forced, we need to ask ourselves, is it true that I really have to be in this situation? Yes.
What if it's like children, parent-children relationship?
The children.
Yeah, there's a duty, isn't it?
Well, again, I can't speak to individual stuff, right? In generally, I'm saying this. When research has shown that children have a harder time when parents have conflict in the house all the time. They don't feel safe, they feel threatened. So, yes, if you ask them, would you like, we're getting into another, would you like, parents to separate? Of course, they're going to say no. What do they want? They want the parents to shut up, do their own thing, be happy so they can get on with life. That's what they want, ideally. They're like, what's wrong with you guys? Right? You ask us to get along, what's wrong with you guys? That's exactly what kids are saying. But if there's a lot of conflict, children will absorb that far more than if there is a separation and they are kept away from budung. But even in that, remember, this assertive communication happens because you're going to co-parent. So you would have to negotiate this co-parenting thing. It's very good to know all these things because I'm not kidding. You will find yourself to be calmer and reasonable. You'll even be able to look at your own beliefs. You may say, I want okay, children should Now you might say, is that true? Maybe not. That person thinks it's not important. Let me think. Let me make sure I really write down what's important and stop wasting my time on all other stuff. Do you get it? Especially when there's this sort of a situation. The answer, build that self-awareness. And if make it as pleasant as possible for you. What do I mean by that? If you are used to hearing somebody say something and you believe it, please, the second part is most important. And you believe it, then that's really too bad because you're abandoning yourself. If you're able to say, this is what they say when they're angry, I am who I am, very tough to do, that's better. Hang out with people who know your worth and are sincere about it. That's all there is to it, right? We can't always have the best of situations, truly. If we want to stay, make it pleasant. Am I making sense? Find joy, and happiness in little things. Go water a plant, we will be happy. There are people who are living in, extreme war, war-torn areas, where their life only is war. Yet they're surviving, right? Nobody has given up on life. So even amidst that kind of war, we can find our peace, provided we want it. And we are willing to let go of certain things. Am I making sense, folks? Yes. This is why that sailor go to become a child. Find people who will play games with you. Hop around the house. That's what children do. You see that there's war, there's amazing pictures. You see everything is there. And little kids are playing with sticks and stones. That should be a reminder to all of us that we can find happiness. Yes, I had another example that we don't have time, I think.
Boss,
you quickly want to go and say to your boss, points a small mistake. Passive, okay, I'll fix it. Internal statement, ashamed. Now, before I put that out, what would be assertive?
It's not appropriate to say like
Sorry?
that. It's not appropriate to say like that. That's assertive.
Raj, I want you to stand up and say, whoever is talking, please stand up.
Okay. Mr. Boss, inside.
This is your boss.
Yeah.
This is you.
Oh, that is me boss. And you are employee.
I am the boss.
You are the boss.
Ah.
And you said? You said
And I have said something harsh to you in a public forum, in a meeting. That, please.
I would say, Mr. Boss, it's not appropriate to.
That's
Uh,
passive. Yeah, you need to be passive.
Huh?
It says passive.
No, no.
So he's doing an assertive.
You asked me how assertive this person would say.
Ah.
I'm saying this is not appropriate way to behave.
You're telling him.
Yes. Why not?
Okay, I'm not laughing at you. We're all laughing together. You know why? Because that's actually the truth. You're the freaking leader and you're the boss, and you're talking like this. You really want to say that. Unfortunately, he's the boss.
But that's fine. He's only the boss.
Okay.
In the room.
Hello,
Outside, he's
darling,
not.
whatever you said is a response, but it is not an assertive response. Who can wants to speak assertive?
Boss, thank you for showing me. There are different ways I looked at it. Let's figure it out what is the right way to do it. That's what I
Do you
will.
feel empowered? Do you feel
Yes.
good? Okay. Could you become a little less?
Okay.
Look at this.
Yeah, it's defensive.
This is the body language of I don't care for you. I'm shutting off any connection. Interesting. And you did that immediately. See how wonderful our brain is.
Yeah,
Even when you're playing,
yeah.
you know how to do this. That's why those actors and actresses need not get so much kudos and money. Really, we could also do it. So
I would like it.
I
you
know.
would have a stance
There
that
are-
you're not afraid. You're not. See, the thing about assertive again, whether you win or you lose, I mean by the outcome. What happens with assertiveness is you feel self-respect. Am I making sense?
Mhm.
And actually, the goal is that how many times people will say, "I mean, no, the person said no, but I'm glad I was able to say."
Yes,
Yogi, you will say assertive.
yes.
Yeah.
Other people are
People
saying
speak
yes.
up. I want somebody who says assertive.
I would say, okay, Mr. Boss, it looks like you're thinking differently on this topic. Can we discuss this offline in more detail?
Very good.
Yeah.
That's it. And alone, what would you like to say to him alone?
Oh, I- Thank you for pointing this out, and then we discuss this, and then I would say that I will appreciate you saying that in public. Would have been better off.
Fabulous. And the guy says, well, if you make a mistake, you should be okay with it being pointed out.
I would remind him of a saying like, criticize in private, praise in public. That would be teaching the boss that.
You know what you will say? You're absolutely right. Why don't I say this in public to you?
Exactly.
And one
That's
last
what
thing.
I said.
Call him by name, don't
You know how tricky this is. So tricky. Anybody wants to speak assertively? No questions.
So,
Speak up.
what would you say? What would I say then to your response?
To your response?
Yeah, like
You
yeah.
might say,
I
I know that you felt that way
Yeah.
because you did it. And I'd like to tell you that I feel uncomfortable when mistake is pointed out with so many people. I would feel better if we can talk about the mistake in detail privately. Thank you for doing that in the future. One of the ways to make people do something is thank them. So I would say thank you for cleaning your room. Walk.
Okay. So, question here. Question. Wait. There are two words, publicly and harshly.
Yes.
So one question is, what if we apologize, because we did make a mistake, right? And then say that, I'm sorry, I made this mistake and I will. Is that, would that be an assertive?
Speak it. Say it. Then I'll know.
Yeah, so, I'm sorry, actually, I made this mistake, but, I'll try my best to fix it later and that's it, right? It's.
How are you feeling? That you said it's public.
I just passive.
Yes,
Passive, yeah.
But I feel better when I, kind of, yeah, it's my mistake.
Yeah,
Yeah, I made it.
that's what I was saying.
So in this case, the person is upset, they publicly and harshly.
So,
Yeah, but that's fine.
Then if you feel okay, that's your
no,
response. It's again what you feel inside.
But then isn't she?
Anybody else wants to go? What?
Isn't she not expressing that she's in like being spoken harshly in public?
no, public part is okay, harshly part is not okay. That's what,
Maybe she's okay. She's feeling okay.
harshly is not okay.
Harsh and public, both in general is not okay. If you are a leader, what do leaders do? What is their intention in pointing out anything? What is the intention when you point out a mistake?
Coaching.
You want the person to understand and learn from it.
Right,
Am I right?
Exactly.
Are you going to make the person learn from it if they are not listening to your mistake but only feeling shame?
No.
You put them in a defensive position.
Always remember, right?
Yeah.
There is shame. How can I even listen to what you say? No, I'm there. That's the point. To go and talk would be calmly and say, I prefer if you could tell my mistakes to me privately. In fact, that makes me be able to ask you some questions about it.
No, that I agree. I was saying that with Monica's response, she didn't say about let's talk about this offline.
But she's saying she's feeling okay about it.
But that is, yeah.
See, that's the point, Yogesh.
No, because unknowing, like in my way, I'm telling that person that person should realize that hello, what they are doing is, it's because for me, I'm okay.
No, so that's passive.
No.
Isn't that passive?
No, absolutely
You
right.
should ask her how she feels.
Can we
The thing, I can't say until I know what you're feeling inside. Like if you are a monk, you may just say thank you very much and go. Okay.
But maybe boss will have say same thing to the person in private so many times. He's not here. That's why
I'm not interested in, okay. One of the things we tend to do when we are feeling hurt is to
Justify.
kind of make it to be, I don't know how to explain this, but make it okay that the person disrespected us because they may have tried a lot. I'm not interested in excuses. I am saying this person does this harshly and publicly. Ask yourself how you feel at that time. And then what will you do? You don't need to respond at that time. Remember, I've always said, take your time, hit pause. But eventually when you respond, if you want to respond, how would you do it assertively?
I like to take a shot. In the meeting itself, I would say, yeah, my understanding of the whole thing was different, but I understand that we think it's a mistake. I apologize for this. Can we take it offline to make sure that we are aligned and then we come to the right decision? Offline, I would tell him, I appreciate you pointing out my mistake, but I would appreciate it more if you talk to me about it previously in private and not take it out a little harshly because it made me feel disrespected in front of my other juniors as well who were in the meeting. They would respect me less because of this. I accept that I made a mistake, but maybe we can find out a different way of it.
Hima. No, I understand. Now, your intentions or your intent is good. I will come to this. It's the same in apology. The word but. The word but. I'm sorry, but. What does it sound like to you guys?
I don't agree.
Disagree.
I'm not sorry.
Yeah.
So that's number one. I am sorry because da, da, da. Second thing, and I've heard you do this, we all do this. We try to explain our hurt to the other person. The other person may or may not care. Okay? In one sense, what we're doing is this. Okay? Makes sense now? You're being assertive and then suddenly, no, understand. No, I'm in so much pain. And that is why when you walk out, you may not feel like completely full. Do you understand what I say? But in fact, what is happening is you're kind of making it possible for your boss to say, whoa, I mean, you get into your thinking of everybody else's business. Let's focus on the work at hand. You understand? Which is so. Before going, get your intention clear. Your intention is what?
So my focus of this intention was A, to work together on the problem, and B was the public and harsh treatment actually hurt me, and I wanted to convey. I felt a little disrespected that you did it publicly. How about we do it this way? So I know that I made a mistake, but I also don't feel disrespected. So
I know, and I made a mistake, and
okay,
yes,
not but and
that was a short. Notice how long your story is.
yes.
Okay, so be aware of that. It's very difficult for us to remain in one stance. We can quickly change based on the power imbalance, based on the facial expressions, based on everything else. We'll feel better. Shorter sentences are always better, especially if we want to be conveyed something. No need for extra. Then if the boss says, "What about that? What's that all about?" Then you might say, in my way of looking at things, I would prefer a one-on-one interaction when if I've done any mistakes and I know I now I have done it. So thank you very much for remembering that, or thank you very much. Always end with thank you.
Thank you.
So when do you say this thing? In public or in
Private. Ayyo, public then you are actually, here's the thing. If you felt shame, the minute you start asking for something in public, your shame increases now because there's all this witness. You don't know what the person may get more aggressive. At that time, you may say, duly noted. That's it. Got it. Yep. Yup is very bad. Yes, I see that mistake. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much means I am done. No need for you to go on and on and on about it. But calmly, thank you very much. Then when you go outside, calm, pause, straight thinking, intention. Know this. Tell yourself, even if he doesn't listen to me, I think I might feel better expressing how it was wrong for me. Make sense here? That should be the most favorable outcome for us, because we can't control what other people do. So this belief we have that everybody should understand what they did to us is they didn't do anything to us. From their point of view, they're being themselves. But when we express calmly what's not okay, then they may say, well, like you said, I've told you this so many times and still things don't change. And you say, you're probably right. And at the same time, saying it to me in public again might not, get me to listen anyway. So can you please do it in private and probably let me understand why you think this is wrong. Very calm, right? Well, I'm not saying things. I can't receive feedback like that. I prefer it one-on-one. Thank you very much. Yes, memorize. Yes, Maya.
How do you actually feel calm?
You don't feel calm. You breathe. You would use a mantra for yourself. Please hang on to a mantra now. You're going to get it. I wish we had a slogan for MR. Somebody has it. Please bring it to us. You say it. Here's the thing. Before going to your boss, you will use your power source. Yes? You will say, I'm okay. I have a right to express. I don't have a right to attack. I don't have a right to demand like that. I have every right to express what is going on here. Calmly and very, very clearly. Clear. Because the longer the statement is, you don't know where, you go off in tangents, this, that. Clear. Clarity. Okay, and by new leaf, another thing we tend to do when we're not really assertive and we are finally assertive with the person, we'll see all that and we'll say, okay, we're trying to make nice. Okay, that's okay to make nice, but be aware that you're looking for something. In a moment when we are assertive, our business is only with us. We cannot afford to look at this person to make us feel good again. Because the person is not responsible for our feelings. To say to you, Raj, what you did was shaming the person in front of everybody, that would be aggressive with a calm voice. You are saying this is not the way to behave. Exactly back to him.
Yeah.
You can do it if you choose to.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about assertiveness. In an assertive exercise, he's the boss. He thinks he has a right to tell me. You might say, thank you. Later on, you might go to him and say, whatever you want to say.
So the gauge would be, I'm okay, he's okay. As soon as you say to the boss that whatever you said is not the right way to talk, he's not going to be okay with that.
Beautifully
So
said.
you know that it's not his-
I'm okay, he's okay means you are okay as a human being.
Right.
I'm not judging you as a human being. I did not appreciate your action. Separate the person from their action, please.
Right.
Make sense now?
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm a good person. I'm a reasonable person. Your arrangement. I want to do my best. You have a job to fulfill. Let's communicate in a way that makes the job better. Right? You focus it back on the product. Does it make sense now?
Yes.
Any
So-
judgments we have will happen. Calm ourselves down. Explain it in a way. In a sense, if you model assertiveness, you will invite assertiveness. Remember what she said, if one is aggressive, the other becomes aggressive. It's also true of the other. The
Right.
calmer I am, quieter I speak, I am allowing the other person to also calm down. But that is not my business. But it is actually a happiness. It really does. And again, if this person does not listen, what are we going to do? HRing. HR.
Bring it to this class.
Maybe 5 seconds.
Yes.
I want to clarify the part when I said behave. Boss criticizes, meaning he came with intention. And publicly, I'm not worried about, only harshly part. So he came with the intention to point out the mistake with intention. He knows ahead of the time. With intention he came to criticize and harshly. So, but if the mistake was like impromptu and it happened just now and it was not pre-planned, then I'm okay. I'm okay to receive.
That's wonderful.
Right.
I
So
get
I
it.
just want to clarify
No,
the
yeah.
harshly part.
Absolutely.
Anu,
Okay. Anyone else? Any questions?
Anu, 9:30.
One.
Huh?
It's 9:30.
Okay. Can we stay for a few minutes? We'll get to sorry, please. Apology. Okay. Move.
Keep going, keep going.
Yeah.
Right, keep saying, don't keep asking questions. Yo, Krishna, look at how many I have created.
Go back.
Okay.
Go back.
Part of apology. Hey. Now, what makes a real apology? It takes full responsibility without deflection. Which means, if I'm really sorry, I say, I'm really sorry. I did this. Okay, that's it. I'm really sorry. I did this. I should not have done this. Whatever. Acknowledges specific actions that cause harm. Very important. This is the part that most people shy away from. This is our fights. Now I will ask him, well, what are you apologizing for? I don't know.
No. That used to be in the past. She taught me that. She said, what is the reason? Then I would have to think, okay, this is what I said and that I should not. Before that, I'm sorry. So that I want to get the love back. Right? She taught me.
I'll explain to you guys to understand why this is important, right? Again, it comes to intention. When we apologize and our intention is to apologize, then we make it better if we speak to the specific actions that caused harm, which means we are admitting we are aware of it. Yes? And that was not right. And I'm aware of it. So I'm sorry. And it also clarifies to the other person that you genuinely have understood what can be hurtful. Make sense? Big smiles. Recognize the impact on the other person. Whether you want to express it or not, please recognize it within yourself. You'll know why. Good example. If I hit you, you get hurt, my hand hurts.
Right. Your hand hurts more.
Simple. Expresses genuine I want you to focus on this word, remorse. Without qualifiers. Again,
Yes.
I'm really sorry about what happened, and I was in the wrong. I acted too harshly. I said no qualifiers, but no. Offers appropriate amends when possible. Again, because your intention is that you do not want to do this again. Am I right? When we say sorry, it's that we don't want to do it again. Not sorry, you please give me back love. Right?
Yes.
Sorry, get me off the hook.
No.
This is the problem with apologies. When our apology is asked, do you understand? The other person gets mad because they know it. Okay, which means I'm apologizing to you, but actually I want something back from you, which is I'm okay. No. If your intention is to express fully what you did wrong, and if your intention is hopefully you will not do it again, trust me, you will not do it again that easily. Because your intention has been to really know the impact. Not only on the other person, but you will feel it too. And so what you're saying is you're committing to saying to yourself, no, this is unacceptable to me. I will not do it. And by expressing that, you're telling your brain, no more of that kind of nonsense. Am I making sense, guys? So the apology helps you or commits to change in future behavior, especially if it is constant. Commits. What does commits to change mean? Please, somebody, if you commit to something, what would you do? What would your action be?
Stake in the ground.
You
I
would do
won't
like
do it.
this, but then
No,
after that,
putting a stake in the ground that I will be abiding to that.
what would you do?
Don't do it again.
How would you make sure you do it?
Think.
Huh?
Think before doing anything again.
Okay. But another way is to write down
Right.
how you're going to change. Then you can look back and say, I committed to this, but I didn't. Anything that's kept in your head, our head is such that it will just go.
Gone.
Writing it down will remind you. Your subconscious also.
Oh, come
I'm so sorry, I'm going to respect the recipient's response to your question. If they continue to be angry, that is something, please, darlings, that you have to say, it's okay. I'll tell you why. You decide no and you say sorry, right? It's your decision. Meanwhile, guess what's happening on the other end?
Yeah.
Yes. So when you decide to say sorry, they may still need time
Right.
to process it. Again, if you say sorry and you expect to be forgiven, what is it? It is not a give, it is a ask. Make me feel good about having hurt you.
Right.
Make sense? And the other person experiences that. Are you really sorry? Or you just want me to be okay with you and make you react? Truly. That is very important. Please respect that they take them time. Okay, now the person who receives it, I know it's coming from you. You must still be angry. And if I were you, I would say, thank you very much. I'm sorry, but I may not be able to respond right now. I still have a lot to process. But not with so much hurt you gave. So I have to process. None of that. Okay? I have a lot to process. Thank you. Go. Come back at some point. Come back and say, I have thought about it. I'm so happy about it. You don't tell them, hey, what is your plan for not doing this again? It's not your job. Okay? You must understand when people hurt other people, they hurt too. So they'll be motivated. And if they're not motivated, you saying it to them doesn't motivate them. Am I making sense now?
Yeah, correct.
You cannot motivate another person to change. They have to want it because they understand the consequences for themselves. Children, yes, you can tell them, even there, they should know that what they're doing is not correct, not for some morality. This is not a morality thing. This is the problem most with good people apologize. No, there's no those things. Smart people apologize is my book here.
That's correct.
People who want to be in peace apologize. People who want to be in peace within themselves apologize. More so, people who want to grow apologize. Is once you admit this is a mistake, you're able to see this is the belief that was operating. And this belief made me behave this way. This belief actually makes me behave badly in so many situations. This is just one example. Mirror. Remember the mirror. Okay? Even those who have been abused, remember the mirror. Yes, it's okay. I'm really upset. I'm upset for the disconnection. But what is it that makes me believe their harsh words and take that that's who I am? You're incompetent, whatever. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm rushing through. I'm sorry if you were hurt. I'm sorry if you were hurt. I have received many WhatsApps like this. But here's the thing about but. Please be aware of this. Anything you say the first half is negated by the but in the second half. I like you, but. You came on time, but. You understand? You're all sitting so well, but. So understand. But means the first part is qualified. Yeah, you did it. And you could have done much. Wait, sorry for whatever happened. The intention here is S up. Shut up. Don't tell me any more about what I did wrong. I don't want to hear it. Blame shifting. Sorry you feel that way. Here's the other thing, which is very common in our interaction. Yeah, I do it, but you know how many times you do it? That is actually the worst. You know why? It shows another thing. It shows that there is no open communication with your partner because you're bringing up 1927 and not the now. Which means you've harbored it in your heart since then. Yes? Am I making sense? If you were upset about something, please do it fast. You're expressing of it. No, can't. People don't remember. It's like stupid, like we tell children, let daddy come, he'll beat you. And that child has done something in the morning, children don't remember. And whack, they get beaten up. It's the same thing. If you want people to remember and it's fresh, we do it within a reasonable amount of time. Am I right? Okay. Your opportunity here is to, what is your intention? To say, I did wrong. So it does not matter even if the other person does wrong. They may be equally stupid, but you are not going to point that out. Yes? Okay. Post apologies delivered only when cornered. Understand your heart. Performative apologies for show without genuine remorse. Difference between remorse and guilt. In my book, guilt is the worst, stupidest, most unnecessary emotion. Sometimes it can be very self-indulgent. Remorse, on the other hand, is what we're talking about is somebody who genuinely understands what they did wrong, is not spending all the time self-flagellating, what a great thing. They're back into themselves only. Instead, they're saying, what will I do differently? See the difference here? Guilt turns to resentment. Every victim becomes a perpetrator. Remember that. So, as remorse is, I'm not concerned with what you say to me afterwards. I really want to make sure that I get to say, that was not okay. And I remind myself, no, not okay. Don't do it again. Yes. Incomplete apologies. Acknowledges fault but offers no change. Everybody is doing this. I'm sorry about the deadline, but if you had reminded me like you usually do, this wouldn't have happened.
It's your fault.
You know how busy I've been with the Johnson project. And honestly, we could have made the deadline if I hadn't been so slow with the server access. Oh, now everything is at fault. God is at fault for breaking the server.
Internet is at fault.
Yes, okay. One partner forgot an important relationship of anniversary. I completely forgot anniversary yesterday. And I can see how hurt and disappointed you are. This day matters to us. And my oversight made you feel unimportant. Maybe you might want to say, my oversight may have made you feel unimportant. Why? You don't tell the other person what they're feeling. Okay? and taken for granted. I'm deeply sorry. I've already cancelled my golf game this weekend, so we can have a special celebration. And I've put a recurring reminder in my phone. That's very big. A genuine apology would be, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't remember. I mean, this is such an important date for me too. Really sorry. If you had done it to me, I think I might have felt unimportant. So I don't know what you felt, but we're sorry. Can we set another day? Love you, love you, love you. Yeah. Okay? Attack game, sorry, well, that upset you. You didn't mention it either. We all know what attack is because we do it quite frequently. Passive aggressive would be, oh, of course. Passive aggressive little statement was there. I guess I have to cancel my golf.
Oh, no. This one is awesome.
What?
This one, the attack.
Sorry about your camera.
If it had been in a proper can you claim it on insurance?
Very funny. You shared personal information about a colleague that wasn't yours to share. I spread information about your job search that you told me in confidence. That was a serious breach of trust and could have jeopardized your current position. Now do you understand how wonderful this apology is? The thing to do, if you're not aware of how to do an apology, ask yourself what you would need if the person did that to you.
Yes.
How do you apologize for a situation where when you expressed it, the person felt bad, like they cried or whatever, but you don't think your point was wrong?
You don't?
You don't think your point was
I
wrong?
don't think my point is wrong, but I feel bad about making the person feel bad or cry.
Very bad.
So I should
That's not an apology.
Should not apologize. No, I don't know. How do I apologize?
See, an apology is that only. It's an apology. For me. I'm not going to say it's on you. I'm sorry, but actually it is on you. You see, that is
That's not
what
an
I've said is not a real apology.
Yeah.
Go back to what is an apology. You're taking ownership of your part. And you're very sincere about that.
Is it okay to say, I'm sorry the way I said it was very hurtful? Is it
He
okay
wants
to
to
say-
know how he would apologize if the other person starts crying, but he doesn't think the point was incorrect.
But I feel
That
bad
is,
about
but
the
he feels
crying.
bad that she's or he
Very
has
good. I would sit and say, I think I'm not clear about how this was used. Can you please let me know? Why? Your sincere intention is to work it out together and reduce the other person's pain in whatever way you can. Isn't it true? See, the thing about apologies is people feel very bad about themselves when they are apologizing. Am I right? That's why they don't apologize. Either the blame is there or the blame is here. In an apology, there is no blame anymore. Really, it's gone by, and we are saying, I did it, I'm okay, feel good about apologizing. Start to feel awesome about apologizing. Know that if you're apologizing, you are a sincere person, you value the relationship. You've promised to be there for each other. Yeah, maybe you're extra sensitive, and I use this word and I didn't need to use it. Then why get defensive? Say, oh, sorry, I forgot. I'm here. Love. Love, life. What is happening is we want to win. As they say, do you want to be happy or do you want to be right? Not always. You can talk about it later saying, hey, I wanted to share something with you. I cried the other day and I was really confused about what I did right or not. Sometimes I'm not aware of what's going on. You know, I am going to tell you my intention is not to hurt you, if it indeed that is true. Makes sense? Express your intention. My intention is not to hurt you. I'm very sorry that hurt happened. I'm also hurting. You're also hurting. But I'm also hurting. No, you pay attention to me. No, I'm hurting because I see you hurting. Yes? I want to call multiple times, cited, attacking. Sorry for jumping in during the presentation. I needed to correct some misinformation before everyone gets confused. I want to say this over and over again. We believe something will happen to the world if you don't correct a person right there and then. Okay, we have this urgency to correct it. We want to ask ourselves, what is it that makes us want to constantly point out another person's mistake, whether publicly or privately? I don't care how much you justify it, but if you're doing it a lot, it's basically saying we are rarely looking at ourselves. We avoid looking at ourselves. Because if we ever looked at ourselves, we will also know that we do these mistakes. So please pay attention. I know that these are the problems with any apology. We have 1,001 excuses. If I don't do it right now, then the marketing team, da 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 da. Not true. There's no fire. Don't act like fire if there's a fire. Think 20 times before you speak. Pass it through that filter. And even so, if you feel there's a problem, while doing their presentation, you're going to make sure the person makes more mistakes, right? So you're not helping them. Your intention is to look smart. And don't ever say that's not true. If you do that, then you do that. But since you're all in this class, please become honest with yourself. What was my real intention? Why do I keep doing it? Oh, I'm so smart. Oh, I'm so this, I'm so that. And what we're looking for is praise. And that's why we're always unhappy, because we don't get it. We are always feeling, I did so much, I didn't get it. Do you understand? You cannot go up standing on somebody else's shoulders. Am I making sense? Yeah, I know I'm sounding preachy. But very often people think, if you and I are together, the way I will go up is doing this. No, you're staying the same. Do you understand? We are together, the way I go up is this. And it would be wonderful if you came along, because really our minds are okay. Please say less about what others should be doing. I don't care if you're trying to save the world or what you're trying to do. It's hurtful to the other person, and you're not going to be heard. My older son Nishad would catch hold of Malhar, put him in a corner and try to show him a video. And he'd say it's only 13 minutes of animals being slaughtered because he turned vegan. And he wanted Malhar to turn not vegan. I told Nishad, at this point, you're going to ensure that Malhar will always be treated. Another thing, you want to convert somebody, please don't do shock. You know, they had this thing about people who used to get tickets. They used to show people getting huge crashes, poor, no difference. Why? We block it up. The minute we see so much, boom. What they did was then showed 2 cars, boom, nothing. Now your imagination takes over. And most often, our imagination is far more powerful. Yes? So start looking at your apologies. See, real apology, center the impact on others. Attacking, center the apologies feeling. So it's all about me when I'm attacking. Accepts full responsibility, distributes. Specific and concrete, vague and abstract. I'll send this. Focuses on making amends. Focuses on self-justification. No expectations attached, very important. Expects immediate forgiveness. Humble in tone, defensive. Solution-oriented, problem-reinforcing. Protector, builder. Put it all together. Start to join the thing. How to receive. Listen carefully without interrupting when you are receiving. Acknowledge their effort to apologize. Appreciate you apologizing. If you resist the urge to immediately minimize, like, no, it's nothing. I wasn't that hurt. No, please don't do that. Take time if you need it. And appreciate your apology and need time to process. Yes? Be honest about your feelings. I'm still feeling very hurt, but that's on me and I'm going to go look at it. Avoid punishing the apologizer. Wait, you forgot the 4th point. Consider forgiveness when ready, not as an obligation. And at the end of the day, people who are dying were asked questions about their regret. Invariably, everybody said their greatest regret was not forgiving somebody sooner. That they carried this, because you see, they're like this. That doesn't mean you allow people to be mad at you, harsh at you. But you say to yourself, I'm not going to carry them on my back anymore. Making sense? I will let go. And then I'm going to change how I interact with them. If I feel they're not capable of being, decent with me. Okay? Thank them, sure. And receiving a non-general. Identify, calmly name what you notice, restate, set boundaries, decide if future discussion is productive, or don't say anything. Is it worth it? Not everybody is worth, discussing it. You just say, okay, thank you. Walk away. Remember, receiving apologies well is a skill that improves practice. You are not obligated to accept every apology. Forgiveness is a process. And the goal is mutual understanding and relationship repair. If you keep that in mind, trust me, you're not going to be as insistent about being right. It's determined, okay, man. Oh, this is next. These are one of those 200. Thank you very much. Please rise. 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 Who wants to say a chant? You figured it out. What would you like to say to energize yourselves?
Tomorrow is Friday.
Tomorrow is Friday. Party day. All right, I'll give you one. My power is in the now. Go.
My power is in the now.
My power is in the now. My power is in the now. My power is in the now. My power is in the now. My power is in the now. My power is in the now.
Say it loud.
The now.
My power is in the now.
Now. So it apologies also and forgiveness. If you are like this, you have to apologize, you have to apologize, you have to apologize. Otherwise, I will not feel okay. Guess who is torturing who now?
Myself.
You are. Yes? Love you all. See you tomorrow. Please come tomorrow. Everybody is coming tomorrow. Yeah. Everyone is coming tomorrow.
Hey, I know some of you have already seen it. Anyone else wants to see our bedroom right now? What do you have?
No.
No.
Everybody has to go home.
No, hey, come to them.
Oh, can we do live streaming?
I want to see everybody tomorrow. Please, please, please.
I know.
For that, you have to follow. He's very self-confident.
You are my alarm system. You are my alarm. What I do?
Please make somebody.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Don't